Welcome students, I am Dr. Tripti Verma from AD Government Girls Inter College, Gorakhpur. Students, today we are going to read Weathering the Storm in Arsama from our supplementary reader Moments. Students, supplementary provides an extra reading support to the reader by enhancing their love for reading by providing them with a variety of reading materials. Students, in the previous class, we have read the story of the Happy Prince, whose author is Oscar Wilde. Oscar Wilde is an Irish author, poet and playwright. In the story, he tells us about the statue of the Happy Prince, who is decorated with jewels and fine ornaments, and the swallow. The author tells us how the swallow helped the Happy Prince in bringing happiness in the lives of the people of his kingdom. The statue of the Happy Prince asked the swallow to take out the jewels from his statue and help the needy. The swallow dies of cold and the statue is now dull and grey. The statue of the Happy Prince was pulled down as it was neither useful nor beautiful. But students, God appreciated both the Happy Prince and the swallow. Before reading the story Weathering the Storm in Arsama, let us know the objectives of the lesson. To develop concern about natural disasters, help students understand that grit and determination can help in overcoming any obstacle. To introduce the lesson to them. Students, now let us read and know about the author Harsh Mandar. Harsh Mandar, born on 17th April 1955, is an Indian author, columnist, researcher, teacher and social activist. He works with survivors of mass violence and hunger. He also helps homeless persons and street children. He is the director of the Center for Equity Studies. He has written several books and regularly writes columns for The Hindu, Hindustan Times, etc. Some of his awards are the Rajiv Gandhi Sadbhavna Award for Peace Work, M.A. Thomas National Human Rights Award, which he was awarded in 2002, the Chisti Harmony Award in 2012, the South Asian Minority Lawyers Harmony Award in 2012. Some of his works are A Home on the Street, Paying for His Tea, Looking Away, Invisible People. Students, now let us meet the characters of Weathering the Storm in Arsama, whose author is Harsh Mandar. Prashant, the main character, is a protagonist. Other supporting characters are Prashant's two uncles, friends, families, maternal grandmother, brother, sister, aunts, hungry women, men, children, widows and orphans. So students, now let us read and understand the story Weathering the Storm in Arsama, whose author is Harsh Mandar. Weathering means to face. Here, Prashant and others face the consequences of cyclone that hit Arsama, a small coastal town in Odisha. Odisha is now known as Odisha. So let us read and feel the pain and grief of the cyclone victims and also experience the happiness received from serving others. On 27 October 1999, 7 years after his mother's death, Prashant had gone to the block headquarters of Arsama, a small town in coastal Odisha, some 18 kilometers from his village Kalikuda, to spend the day with his friend. In the evening, a dark and menacing storm was blowing with a velocity of 350 kilometers per hour. The gushy winds and rains continued for 2 days. There was a large-scale devastation. Students, every state has districts and every district has blocks. Arsama is a block in Jagatsinghpura district of Odisha, and Arsama is the block headquarters. Menacing means dangerous, gushy means uncontrolled manner, and devastation is destruction. Prashant had visited his friend in Arsama and he had planned to spend a day with him. But there he met with a devastating storm which blew at a velocity of 350 kilometers per hour. The wind, which had such a great speed, caused a lot of destruction. To escape the rising water in the house, Prashant and his friend's family had taken refuge on the roof, and they survived on the tender coconuts from the coconut trees that had fallen on the roof. There was water everywhere and dead bodies of humans and animals were floating in the water. Prashant had never seen such a devastating storm before. Students, refuge means shelter. It was raining very heavily. The wild destruction caused by the cyclone and the surge of the ocean continued for the next 36 hours, although the speed of the wind has decreased. To escape the rising water in the house, Prashant and his friend's family took shelter on the roof. There was shortage of food, but luckily 2 coconut trees had fallen on the roof and they survived on the coconut roots. Prashant had never seen such a destruction before. There was water everywhere. 2 days later, when the rain ceased, Prashant decided to look for his family members. He feared for the worst. He took a long stick to help him find the road. At times, he had to swim in the flood water. On his way to his village Kalikuda, he met 2 of his uncle's friends and they moved ahead together. They made their way by pushing away dead bodies of humans and animals. There was destruction all around. Every village they passed was speaking the story of destruction caused by the cyclone. Students, ceased means stopped. When the rain had stopped, Prashant was now worried about the well-being of his family members. So he decided to go and look for them. He took a long stick so as to guide him on the road. On his way, he met 2 of his uncle's friends and together they moved ahead. Every village they passed was speaking the story of the destruction caused by the cyclone. The dead bodies of animals and humans were floating in the water. Prashant reached his village Kalikuda. his heart went cold on seeing the picture of the village and his house. Where his house once stood, there were only remnants of its roof. His house had completely vanished in the cyclone. He feared for his family. He decided to go to the Red Cross shelter to look for his family members. Students, cold means terrified. Remnants means small remaining quantities. Red Cross is a charitable organization. When Prashant reached his village Kalikuda, he was terrified to see the scene. Not a single house stood erect. He saw the remnants of the roof. He feared for the well-being of his family members, and so he decided to go to the Red Cross shelter and look for his family members. There he met his maternal grandmother. Tears rolled down their cheeks, for they had lost hope of each other's survival. Quickly, the news that Prashant is alive spread like fire, and soon all his family members gathered around him. They were elated to see him alive, as they had not expected that he would have survived the storm. Students, maternal grandmother means mother's mother. Elated means very happy and excited. When Prashant reached the Red Cross shelter, there he met his maternal grandmother and all his family members. They were very happy to see each other alive, as they had not expected that they would have survived the storm. There were 2,500 people in the Red Cross shelter. Many had lost their families in the disaster. They were grief-stricken as the catastrophe had snatched everything. So far, they had survived on the coconuts, but they were running short of food. Students, catastrophe means a sudden event causing great damage. Snatched means quickly seize something in rude manner. In the Red Cross shelter, students, there were 2,500 people. The destruction caused by the cyclone was immense. People have lost everything in the destruction. There was shortage of food. For few days, they survived on the coconuts, but that too was running short. At this point of time, Prashant emerged as a leader, and he decided to take control of the situation. The 19-year-old Prashant decided to take control of the situation. He organized a group of youth and elders and pressurized the merchant to release rice. They succeeded, and after 4 days, they had their meal. He also organized a team of youth who volunteered to clean the shelter and attend the injured. Prashant emerged as a leader, and he decided to take control of the situation. He, together with a team of youth and elders, pressurized the merchants to release rice, and after 4 days they had their meal. He, along with his group, also took up to the cleanliness of the shelter and also attended the injured. On the 5th day, a military helicopter flew over the shelter and dropped some food parcels, but it did not return again. Prashant and his youth task force gathered empty utensils, deputed the children to lie in the sand with utensils on their stomachs to communicate to the passing helicopters that they were hungry. They were successful, and now helicopters regularly dropped food and other basic necessities. Students, deputed means instructed to perform a task. The government has also taken measures to help the cyclone victims. Helicopters regularly flew over the affected areas and dropped food parcels and other basic necessities. One helicopter even flew over the Red Cross shelter on the 5th day, but it did not return again. So Prashant worked out a plan, and he made the children to lie in the sand with utensils on their stomachs. This was done so as to communicate to the passing helicopters that food was needed as they were hungry. This plan worked, and from then onwards, helicopters regularly visited the Red Cross shelter and dropped food and other basic necessities. As weeks passed, Prashant found that cyclone has badly affected the women and children. So he motivated the women to work in the NGO program named Food for Work. He even arranged sports events for children. Prashant and his volunteers helped the widows and children in healing their lives. Students, NGO is non-governmental organization. Weeks have passed since the cyclone hit Arsama, and Prashant noticed that the cyclone has badly affected the lives of children and widows. So he motivated the widows to work in the NGO program named Food for Work. He even arranged sports events for the children. Prashant and his volunteers worked for the welfare of the people of his village so that they could bring happiness in their lives. They resisted the government's plan of setting up institutions for orphans and widows, for they believed that in such institutions the children would grow up without love and the widows would suffer stigma. So they managed to set up foster families where the widows, orphaned children and lone men would form a family and support and care each other. Students, resisted means prevented. Stigma is a sign of disgrace and loneliness. The government also took measures to help the cyclone victims. The government decided to set up institutions which would take care of the widows and the orphaned children. But Prashant and his task force was against this. They believed that in such institutions, the widows would suffer stigma and the children would grow without love. Instead, they set up foster families where widows, orphaned children and lone men would form a family and support and care each other. It is 6 months after the devastation of the super cyclone. Prashant had overcome his grief because he had no time to lament over his pain. He had learned to smile even in the face of adversities. He is a ray of hope and light for the widows and the orphaned children of his village. Students, lament means to express grief or sorrow. 6 months have passed after the devastation of the super cyclone. Prashant and his youth task force is trying to bring happiness, stability in the lives of the people. He has no time to think over his loss because now he finds pleasure He finds happiness while serving others. It took him 7 long years to overcome the grief of his mother's death. But Prashant quickly overcame his sorrow when he engaged himself in bringing happiness in the lives of those affected by the super cyclone. Prashant would never forget the devastation caused by the cyclone, but now he has no time to think over it. His mind is occupied as to how he could serve those affected by the storm. Serving his people brings joy and satisfaction. Students, it took 7 long years to Prashant to overcome the pain of losing his mother. But when the cyclone hit Arsama, he quickly overcame his grief, his pain, once he started serving humanity, his village people. He had no time to think over his loss. He started serving others and he gained a lot of joy and happiness. His mind was now occupied as to how he could bring joy and happiness in the lives of the people. Serving his people brought happiness, joy, and satisfaction in Prashant's life. Students, hope you have understood the story Weathering the Storm in Arsama, whose author is Harsh Mandar. The cyclone that hit Arsama on 27 October 1999 caused a large-scale destruction. There was water everywhere. Dead bodies of humans and animals were floating in the water. The destruction was on a large scale. At this point of time, Prashant emerged as a leader and he took control of the situation and tried to bring happiness in the lives of the cyclone victims. The happiness which he received when he served others was unmeasurable. Students, do read this story again and again so that it becomes clearer to you. Now, here are the types of questions which are asked from our supplementary reader moments. First, 2 short answer type questions. Second, 1 long question. Third, 4 very short answer type questions which may be either true, false or completing the sentence. Now, here is a practice set for you. Answer the following question. Why do Prashant and other volunteers resist the plan to set up institutions for orphans and widows? What alternatives do they consider? The answer is, Prashant and other volunteers resisted the government's plan to set up institutions for orphans and widows because they felt that in such institutions, children would grow up without love and widows would suffer from stigma and loneliness. Rather, they chose the alternative of foster families where the widows, orphan children and lone men would form a family and support and care each other. Second question, answer the following questions in about 25 words. What happened on 27 October 1999? Answer, on 27 October 1999, a cyclone hit Odisha and killed thousands of people and devastated hundreds of villages. Next question, how many people were there in the shelter and how many in a village had lost their lives? Answer: there were 2,500 people in the shelter and 86 lives were lost in the village. Third question: state whether the statements are true or false. Only fractured cement houses still stood in a few places. Students, this statement is true. Next statement: two coconut fruits has fallen on the roof of their house. This statement is false because two coconut trees has fallen on the roof of their house. Next statement: it is 6 years after the devastation of the super cyclone. This statement is also false because it is 6 months after the devastation of the super cyclone. Moving on, fourth question is: choose the suitable alternative to complete the following statements. Arsama is a small town in Kalikuda, Eastern India, coastal Odisha, Bengal. And the answer is coastal Odisha. Next, eventually Prashant reached Arsama, his village, shelter, nowhere. And the correct option is his village. Hope students, you have understood the above question pattern. Now here is an assignment for you. Answer the following question. What havoc has the super cyclone wreaked in the life of the people of Odisha? Second question. Answer the following questions in about 25 words. What did Prashant and his friend's family do to escape water rising in the house? Next question. How was rice for the shelter arranged? Question number 3. State whether the statements are true or false. Screams rent the air as people and houses were swiftly washed away. All the 96 houses had been washed away. Fourth question. Choose the suitable alternative to complete the following statement. It was a journey he would never have had, forget, want to do, think of. Next statement. On the 5th day, a military helicopter flew over the shelter, their heads, flooded villages, coastal area. Hope students, you have understood the lesson Weathering the Storm in Arsama, whose author is Harsh Mandar. In this lesson, we saw the consequences of the cyclone when it hit Arsama, a small coastal town in Odisha. We also experience the joy, the happiness when we serve others. Students, in the next class, we will meet with another lesson plan of The Last Leaf, whose author is O. Henry. In this lesson, the author speaks about the positive and negative thoughts. The positive thoughts motivates people, whereas negative thoughts hinders their life's progress. The author tells us the story of an old artist, Behrman, who motivated a young neighboring artist, Johnsy. Johnsy, who is suffering from pneumonia, believed that when the last leaf of the ivy vine outside her window falls, she will also die. Behrman tricked her by painting a leaf outside her window and thus giving her a will to live. So students, we will meet in the next class. Till then, stay safe, stay happy. Thank you.